Hi, everybody. Hi. I'm going live a little early to give you time to gather and join us for our bookings training when you are not at a show. So welcome. Happy Wednesday night. I've got a few viewers. Hi, everybody. Hey, Kim Burkholder. Hi, Olivia Burden. Hey, Lindsay Sterling. Welcome. Hey, Jennifer Brooks. Hi, Lindsay Phillips. Welcome. We're going to get started in just a second. Hey, Robin Heyer. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, Lauren Sumar. Summer. Hey, Amber Bergeson. Hey, Rachel Kidder. Hey, Rebecca Cosley. All right, you guys, I'm diving in because listen, we have a lot to cover and I want to make sure that we are done in a short amount of time. We've got 71 so far joining us. Some of you may be cozied in with your headset in your ears, cozied in bed, listening. Some of you may be sitting with your children who might make comments about my accent. Hi, little ones. We're so glad you're here. Hey, Carla Farnsworth. Tonight, we want to just spend a few minutes. You know, we've spent a lot of time talking about the trunk show experience. We've talked a lot about how to get bookings when you're at a show. We talk about how you're at that checkout and you ask every person at every show. We spend a lot of time talking about how to get bookings while you're at a show. And those are so important and truly, truly, truly a best practice here at Matilda Jane. What we want to talk about tonight, though, is what do you do if you're not at a show? How do you get bookings? How do you add new shows to your calendar? So I hope to share with you a few things that maybe you haven't heard before. One of the things I want you to take away is one thing. Don't get overwhelmed. I'm going to share quite a few ideas because I know all of you work your business slightly differently. So I hope you hear just one thing that you can take into your business tomorrow and try to help you add bookings to your calendar when you're not at a show. So let's get started. First of all, getting bookings is a mindset, and it requires a certain mindset to be successful in booking shows. Michael Looney actually told me one day when I was with her in Birmingham, Alabama, that she thinks of it as she's not just selling clothes, she's actually selling shows. Because when she can get to the show with her friends and guests, the clothes, while you guys have to absolutely talk about them, show pairings and be a stylist, but the clothes are amazing, right? So she absolutely thinks about her business as she sells shows and clothes. So it's a mindset. It's not just about I've got to make this sale or I've got to just add this order. I want to add bookings. The second thing I want to share with you, I talk to lots of trunk keepers throughout my days and my weeks. And one of the things that's very common to hear is that the feeling of being pushy is unfortunately holding several of you back in your business when it comes to booking. So I want to spend just a few minutes talking about that word pushy. And I know I've shared some of this before, but I think it's important to talk about it tonight because getting bookings, sometimes trunk keepers get held back by the urge to not want to be pushy. Because listen, none of us want to be the friend that people run from at Target. None of us want to be the friend that people talk about behind their back or that they block on Facebook. We don't want to be that. So I want to talk to you about the difference between being pushy and being professional. Imagine that you're at a restaurant and you have just had an awesome dinner with some friends and you're wrapping up. I'm going to paint two scenarios in your mind. One scenario is you're sitting there finishing up your meal and the waiter comes up and he puts a dessert in front of you and he says, you will eat this and you will pay for this. How does that make you feel? Is that pushy? Right? You will eat this and you will pay for this. That, my friends, is the definition of pushy. But let me paint a different example. The waiter walks up to your table after a lovely meal and he shows you the beautiful tray of desserts and he basically says, can I offer any of you dessert tonight? Is that pushy? Does anyone on here think that when a waiter asks you kindly with a beautiful presentation if you'd like dessert, is that pushy? I'm going to challenge you and say it's not pushy. He's doing his job. Amber Bergeson, depends. Is it tiramisu? It is tiramisu. He's doing his job. He's asking you if you'd like dessert, right? So when you ask people if they would like to have the opportunity to experience something, that is not throwing dessert down and saying you're going to eat this and you're going to pay for it. That is pushy. Being pushy would be going back to someone who's already said no to you about having a show. I have no desire to have a show. Oh, come on, you'd be fun. We'll have a great time. No, thank you. I don't want to have a show at this time. Oh, come on, shows are great. That, my friends, is a little on the borderline of being pushy, but by simply saying, I'm growing my business, I'd love to add you on my calendar for October. Would you be interested in having a show on a Thursday or Friday night? That is a question. It's offering the tray of desserts. They don't have to say yes to dessert, but you're not pushing it on them. You're just offering it. So before we get into the training today and I give you some ideas, just remember, it's a mindset. Don't let the fear of being pushy get in your way of growing your business, okay? Deal? Thumbs up? Can I get some thumbs up? And we do all love dessert, Jennifer Stedman. We all love dessert. One other thing that I read today, actually on Facebook, someone posted, thank you for the love. Perfect. Someone posted today, what do you hate the most about direct sales professionals? It was a very fascinating question. I decided to follow the post to see what people's answers were. Do you know what the number one answer that people gave? It was when people don't try to build a relationship with me and they just add me to their group and they just private message me and ask me to join their business. They don't have any desire to get to know me as a person. That was the number one pet peeve of direct sales professionals on this Facebook post that I read today. So we've been saying this all along here at Matilda Jane. So we're one step ahead of the curve. It is about building relationships. It's not about pulling up private message and copy and paste into 100 people the same words over and over that are not personal. It's not about texting a group text, hey, somebody have a show. It's not about posting on your Facebook group and expecting everyone just to jump up and down and say, yes, I'm going to have a show. It is about one by one building those relationships with your clients, with your potential clients, with your friends, with people from your Franks list, building that relationship, letting them know you truly care about outfitting them and their daughter, and that is why you're offering to have a show with them. It's mutually beneficial, right? So I want to just let you know that I believe that there is a way in this business to not be pushy, to be professional, to build relationships, and to still get bookings on our calendar. So let's talk about it. First and foremost, I'm going to say this until you are blue in the face, or I am. You have to ask. In coaching many of our trunk keepers, I hear them say statements. You have to have a show, you need to have a show, but they don't ask the question. Remember the tray of desserts that we talked about just a minute ago? You have to show the desserts and then offer them to take advantage of it. You have to show what being a Jane means because they don't know. This is not their job to know. This is your job to educate them what being a Jane means, what's in it for them, and then ask them if they'd like to take advantage of that opportunity. So you have to ask the question. One other common mistake that I also see is that you talk too much. Now, I know some of you are just thinking, well, not me. I've talked to many of you. Sometimes we just get on a rant and we talk too much. It is as simple as building a relationship with someone. I would love to introduce Matilda Jane to you. I would love to get to know you and your daughter better so I can help you outfit her over the years. Let's start by having our first show together. Do you prefer Thursdays or Fridays? Then you have to ask. But you don't need to go on and on about how she's going to earn free and how she's going to earn half price and how many shows she needs to have and you need to have this cupcake and this. No, keep it simple. Don't verbal vomit all over them. Just keep it simple. Build a relationship, get to know them, and then ask them if they'd like to have a show. Okay? And then another question I have for you. Are you asking enough people? Some of you are asking 1, 2, or 3 people, and then when I talk to you and you say, Elena, I can't get a booking to save my life, and I'm saying, okay, well, how many people have you asked today? 3, and all 3 of them said no. Okay, well that's a start. So let's start with adding more people that we need to ask, because what is our statistic here at Matilda Jane? Roughly 1 in 11 will say yes. So if you're not asking 11 people, chances are you haven't heard your first yes yet. So you're going to get distracted or discouraged when you're not hearing yes, because in your mind you think everyone should say yes. And I believe that too. Everyone should say yes. But the reality is that they don't. So you have to ask enough people. So how you ask matters. How many people you ask matters. And remember, asking is the first step in all of this. Remember, it's about making it personal. You guys, we don't want to be just any old direct sales company. We're Matilda Jane Clothing. We make a difference in the lives of little girls and their moms all the time. We help keep little girls little. There is no purer mission than that. And when you have that burning desire to spread the magic of Matilda Jane, you get out of your own way and stop reminding yourself or telling yourself that you're going to be pushy, and you start building relationships with people and simply offering the tray of desserts and asking if they'd like to participate in dessert. You're going to start having booking success. And then who will you ask? You know, I also ask a lot of our trunk keepers about their Franks list. Franks stands for friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kid contacts, social media contacts. You're supposed to just sit down one day and just start listing everyone you know and not prejudge. But when I talk to some of our trunk keepers, they've got 30, 40, 50 names on their list, which is a great start. But ladies, we need lots of names on that list. Remember, 1 in 11 are going to say yes. If you need 4 shows on your calendar for October, how many people do we need to ask? 44. And that might sound like a big number. We're not going to think about the big number. We're going to start with 1. But you have to have enough contacts on your list of Franks to start with so that you can ask. But you know what? This is a problem I also hear, that people feel like they're in a new area or they don't know enough people. So they've asked me, how do I break into a new area? Or there's a school that I want to get into. How do I do that? Let's talk about how do we get into new areas, shall we? Okay, I have got 5 ways that I think you can not only break into a new area, break into a new circle of friends, break into a new town that you've just moved into, but also get out of the circle of Janes that you've been working with for a while. So 5 ideas I'm going to share with you right now. Remember, it's not about doing all 5. It is about doing 1, trying it, seeing how it works for you in your business, and then maybe trying another, okay? So here we go. First of all, one way to add bookings to your calendar, first of all, let me recap, because you know I like to recap. It's a mindset. You're not pushy. You're professional. You have to ask. How you ask matters. You have to ask enough people. We've got that done. Now, how are we going to break into new areas? Number 1, brand ambassadors. I've talked about brand ambassadors in the past, but I haven't revisited it with you guys in quite some time. So I want to briefly touch on what a brand ambassador is, how to use them in your business, and how to use them to grow bookings. First of all, when Candace Sword spoke on our call Monday night, she mentioned one of the keys to getting bookings in her business is to get MJ in their hands. She does not wait for the show. She wants to get them excited about our brand right off the bat. Why do we have sad faces and mad faces? Is something broken? Okay, so we want to, let me know if there's technical trouble, somebody. Okay. No sad and mad faces here. It's too late at night to be sad or mad. Okay, so brand ambassadors. We want to make sure we get the MJ in their hands, right? Okay, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you take a sample. I don't want you to spend a bunch of money, you guys. I absolutely do not want you to spend money in your business. This is a trunk sample. You've got plenty of inventory. You do not need to go out and buy a bunch of stuff. But if you've been here a little while, you might have some past season items, or maybe with your MJ dollars, you could add an item here or there with your MJ dollars to hand out. So brand ambassadors is nothing more than strategically finding one person in an circle of friends or an area that's an influencer. So in my case, it might be the PTA president of the middle school. And I might just simply say, here's a dress that I had left over from last season. I would absolutely love for your daughter to wear this. And when she's complimented, just share my name. share my information, and I would appreciate your partnership. And remember, it's not about outfitting her daughter. It's about one thing. I'm not asking you to set her up for life. This is one little idea, one little sample. You can plant brand ambassadors all over. It doesn't need to be anything grandiose or big. It's just getting MJ in the hands of someone that's an influencer in your community that can help you spread the brand. I saw someone post not too long ago that, I think it might have been Nicole Klesko in Georgia, that she was so excited that the fins were trending in her middle school for the tweens. And I'm telling you, we've talked about this a lot, that trend can be started with one influencer wearing that pair of fins, and then all the other little girls all of a sudden have to have them. And when the moms say, where do you get your pants? My MJ lady, Elena Weston, it can hook you up. Okay, so that is the idea of a brand ambassador. Do not spend a lot of money. You've got MJ dollars to help you with this. You've got past season samples. It's a fancy word just to say that you're gifting an item and asking someone to help you spread the love, okay? Okay, second idea, start with one. So many times when we are trying to get into a school or a new town, we want to conquer the world. So the first thing we might do is we might go and set up in the teacher's lounge, and we want to hit all the teachers at one time, or we might want to do a drop-in shop at somebody's house. I want to encourage you to back up and start a little simpler. Start with one. What teacher is an influencer in the school that you could partner with to have an in-home show at her home, and then the friends come and you have the trunk show experience outside of school? When you're at that in-home show, of course, you're asking everyone to be a Jane, right? At checkout. Start with one. You will overwhelm yourself if you think about the insurmountable task that you have to get into a town and know everyone, or have 8 shows right out of the gate. Start with one. Ask. Strategically say, I absolutely would love to partner with you to introduce Matilda Jane to your teacher friends. I think they'll love this brand. Many of the teacher friends in the town I just moved from loved it, wore it all the time. And in exchange, you're going to get free and half price merchandise, and we'll have a great girls' night out, right? So you want to keep it simple. Start with one. Don't get in your own way. Go back to that mindset. Do not get in your own way. Start with one. Third idea. I love babies, and babies are the perfect target market to break into a new area, to break into a new town. Babies are amazing because not only are they going to love our clothing now, they're going to grow with us all through the tween and women's years, right? Okay, here's how do we break into babies? Listen, I don't have friends that are having babies. I won't tell you how old I am, but we are past those days. So how would I, in Austin, Texas, break into the baby market here if I were a trunk keeper and interested in doing that? Well, I came up with 3 ideas for you. Bonus. First, Lamaze classes. When I was having my daughter up 10 years ago, I went to Lamaze. Do they even call it that anymore? Okay, you know what I'm talking about, right? They teach you breathing, the birthing classes, right? You go to that. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I was spending a fortune on clothes for her. I couldn't wait to have a little girl. I bought everything and anything I could see. We had, outside of Lamaze class one evening, a little vendor event where people set up different little products to help us with our babies. It was free to the vendors. The hospital offered it as a service to the moms. I think I spent so much money on some horribly looking little girls' clothes back in the day. Imagine if you were set up there outside of a Lamaze class with your trunk, with your rack, and you were introducing our baby line to new baby mamas. I'm telling you right now, they would go crazy. And some hospitals may not have this event set up, but they might be open to you just calling and saying, hi, I sell a line of baby items and I'd love to set up my rack of clothing outside of your next birthing class if I could, and introduce this brand. Maybe you bring a little tiny gift for all the moms that walk through. Usually the classes are no more than 10 or 12 items. So 10 or 12 people in a class. So think outside the box. How can we get into babies? Second idea, baby moms. use that brand ambassador idea. Gift one baby outfit to an influencer in your neighborhood, in your circle that has a baby, that you can dress that little baby in, and that you can absolutely be your advertisement, right? There's nothing cuter than a baby in MJ. And if you don't know babies in your life or your circle of friends, find one. Gift her a little item, or encourage her to have a show. You don't have to go straight for the gift. All you need to do is start with one. Start with one. And then third, hospitals. Who would you contact at a hospital? You know, they usually have an events coordinator at every hospital, or a community outreach person. I'd start there and see if they have anything that you can do. And there are all kinds of baby events. But ladies, please don't spend a bunch of money on this. Please, 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 please. If you don't have a hospital in your tiny town, do you know a pediatrician? We can get super creative, right? We want to make sure that we're just getting into that baby market. And if none of that will work, start with one baby mama and give that baby an MJ. Okay, so first was brand ambassadors. Second, we're going to start with one. We're not going to get ourselves overwhelmed. We're going to start with one. Third, babies. Fourth, lead with our home items. How many of you lead with our home items? You know, home is great because it can appeal to so many markets. You don't have to even have little girls to love our home items. And it's a higher price point. So when they see the higher price point, they're going to be more receptive to saying yes to having a show so that they can get it for free and half price, right? So lead with home. And if not home, lead with our more expensive items. Anything that might be outside of your customer's budget, don't let that hold you back. Don't let that be a hindrance. Don't say, oh, my customers can't afford it. Lead with that as a way to get bookings. All right, and the fifth idea to get into a new circle of friends, a new town, or to get outside of the same Janes that you've been working with for a while are booking gifts. Again, please do not spend a lot of money on these items. But I found in my business, when I was trying to break into new areas or new markets, offering a gift in exchange for a booking would help me not only get a yes, but also with retention. We have great booking gifts at Matilda Jane. We've got some GLT items that you can sometimes purchase at a great discount and store away. We've got amazing TK supplies. If you join us in St. Louis at Behind the Seams, we're going to have an awesome store set up for you to come and shop our TK supply items. Something little. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't even have to be MJ, but it needs to just be something small to remind them and to encourage them to say yes. And here's how that would work. Oh, Jennifer Stedman, you know what? Thank you for saying that, because you know, we have actually the last 2 months given you a Jane exclusive item designed to work this way. So I love that you can lead with something exclusive, like a gift, like a Jane exclusive, to help you get those bookings. But remember, ladies, it all goes back to your mindset. Don't get in your way. You have to ask the question. You have to build relationships. Please do not think that at Matilda Jane, you're going to be able to grow your business through instant messaging or Facebook post or text messaging. We are a relationship company. Denise founded this company through art fairs and one relationship at a time with her customers that would come into the tent to purchase her hand-painted items back in the time. So it is about the relationship. It is about building that relationship with people and not just asking what you need them to do for you, but how can you grow together to grow your Matilda Jane business. So, you know, we talked a little bit about booking gifts, and I'd like to give away some surprise booking gifts before I say goodnight to you. So I'm going to give away 4 sets of surprise booking gifts. You won't know what you get until you get it. It's going to be like a good old-fashioned grab bag. And I have asked Katie Steery to text me the names of our winners. She has been choosing them. So Katie, I'm waiting on your text, and we're going to give away 4 sets of our gifts. Did everybody learn something tonight that you'll be able to take into your business tomorrow to add bookings to your calendar or break into a new area? Did you hear something about how maybe you've been getting in your own way when it comes to booking shows? We'd love to hear from you. Make sure you share in the comments something you're going to take in your business. All right, here's our winners. Our first winner is Zoe Liffrig. Zoe Liffrig. We are going to send you some MJ swag so that you can use that to grow your bookings and your calendar. Madeline McDuffin, you are the second winner of our MJ swag to help you book shows and add October bookings to your calendar. Katie, send me one more name, please, because I'm going to give third one to Amanda Shores. Amanda Shores, you are my third winner of MJ Gift Swag. And so now I need one more winner. One more winner. Okay, Ainsley Edenfield. Ainsley Edenfield. So congratulations to our 4 winners. So excited for you. Ladies, thank you for giving me 24 minutes of your time tonight. Thanks for joining me in my home office. I can't wait to hear how some of these ideas work for you. Remember, it's about keeping it super simple, and you gotta ask. If you don't ask the question, the answer's already no. Good night.